Kristine and I'm working with my friends at Full Cart to show you how you can turn some of their already tasty meals into something creative and deliciously healthy too. So today I'm going to be using my favorite Red Lentil Jambalaya to create some very low carb and delicious tacos. So let's get started. The first thing that you need to do is prepare your package of Red Lentil Jambalaya. So I've already gone ahead and done that. It's 1 packet of our jambalaya mix plus 4 cups of water. And that takes about 20 minutes. So the best thing you can do is prep ahead. So that's all done. So I've gone ahead and warmed up a pot at medium heat with 1 tablespoon of avocado oil. The next thing I'm going to do is add about a 1/4 cup of diced onion. Now onions are great. They help with things like bone density and they're a natural antibacterial. So they help to fight infections and things like that. So I'm going to go ahead and toss those into my pan to saute and get nice and caramelized and brown. And I'm going to let those cook for about 5 minutes until they have that nice caramelization. So my onions are about halfway done cooking. But what I like to do when I'm making tacos and I'm looking for sort of a meat substitute, I like to dice up some mushrooms. So I've diced up a handful of mushrooms and I'm going to go ahead and add that to my onion mixture. The great thing about mushrooms is that they also saute up really nicely. They add sort of an umami flavor. And the great thing about mushrooms is they're also a good source of vitamin D. Now vitamin D is something that you get from the sun, but these little fungi soak it up every day, and so you're getting that through eating mushrooms. I'm gonna go ahead and let those cook down for another 3 minutes or so. Our onions are cooked, our mushrooms are cooked, and they're still kind of moist, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add some protein-rich walnuts to this. I know, crazy, right? But walnuts add a nice little texture to it, and they're really great brain food. Just check out the shape of them. They look like tiny little brains, so of course they're great for your brain, mostly because they're packed with something called omega-3s. And omega-3s are something that a lot of us don't get enough of, and it helps to support your memory and boost brain power. So I'm gonna throw a handful of crushed walnuts in here too. Brain food and extra protein for this deliciously low carb meal. Walnuts have a good amount of protein in them. It takes about 14 walnut halves to get 4 grams of protein. So we've gone ahead and added those in, and I'm just gonna toast them till you can kind of smell it a little bit. And it doesn't take long. All right, the walnuts are nice and toasty. So the next thing I want to do is add just a little bit of seasoning to kick it up and give it that yummy, delicious taco taste. So I've gone ahead and taken some taco seasoning, about 1.5 tablespoons. Use whatever taco seasoning you have on hand. And if you don't have taco seasoning, a good tablespoon of cumin and some chili powder helps really kick it up and give it that taco taste. I'm already starting to get in a little bit of a taco mood just smelling these cook. And for an extra boost to the immune system, I'm going to add some fresh chopped garlic to this too. Now, if you don't have fresh garlic, dry powdered garlic works well too, but I love fresh garlic. And I'm sure my loved ones appreciate the smell of it too. All right. Onions are cooked, mushrooms are cooked, we've got a little bit of walnut in there, some spices. The next thing I'm gonna do is add about half of my Red Lentil Jambalaya mix, and I'm gonna reserve the rest for a rainy day. In goes half of my Red Lentil Jambalaya. And like I said, this other half, saving for a rainy day. Now I'm going to mix all of this together, the spices, the walnuts, the onions, the mushrooms. Oh my, it's delicious. All right, it's nice and mixed together. Take a look at that. And as I mentioned, these are low carb tacos. So instead of the traditional taco shells or flour tortillas, I'm going to be using romaine lettuce leaves. Romaine is a great source of vitamins K, A, and C, and they're low carb. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a hearty scoop of this new taco mix in the center of each of those romaine lettuce leaves, and use as much or as little as you'd like depending on the size of your lettuce leaf. If you don't have romaine, butter lettuce also works really well for this, or if you're not on a low carb kick, go ahead and use a tortilla. So I've got it added on there, and this is the fun part about tacos, is that you can mix and match with whatever other ingredients you want. So I have a little bit of mixed mushrooms left, or diced mushrooms I should say, and I'm gonna go ahead and sprinkle those on too, because I like mushrooms a lot. So I got my fun guys on there. I'm also gonna add some chopped tomato in there. It's a good source of lycopene, and for you men, it helps to prevent prostate cancer, so why not load up on it? So I've got some diced tomato on there. And why not use a little more onion too? So some diced onion on there, give it a little more crunch. And finally, I'm gonna use one of my favorite fruits on top, avocado. Did you know avocados used to be called alligator pears because of their bumpy skin? And they are a fruit. So I'm gonna add some deliciously rich avocado. Avocados are a nice healthy fat, and they help to not only satiate you, but they're so good, why not? So I've got my diced avocado, got my tomatoes, and I'm all set for dinner. And there you have it. Our low carb tacos are done. For this and other deliciously healthy meals, check out fullcart.org, a program of feeding children everywhere.